This year's celebration of the World Day of Prayer for Vocation is extra special because it falls on the 500 years of Christianity in the Philippines, as well as in the year of St. Joseph, patron of the Universal Church and protector of vocations. Sa ating celebration na ito, pagnilayan natin ang tatlong mahalagang punto na binanggit ng Santo Papa sa kanyang mensahe upang mas maintindihan natin ang salitang vokasyon.
I were to describe what dreams are, for me, dreams are graces. They are graces because they motivate us, they inspire us to do our best. Dreams are kind of encouragement, reminding us never to give up on the things that we are doing for the sake of our families, for the sake of our loved ones. Dreams, they give us hope. They provide us with something to look forward to in life. Sa buhay ko po, marami po akong mga pangarap. And those dreams that I had were so precious and sacred for me. Mga pangarap para sa aking sarili, mga pangarap para sa aking pamilya. And fulfilling that was for me my expression of my love for myself and for my family. But I never expected that at a certain point in my life, I had to let go of those dreams. I never thought that I have to give them up. I have to give up my dreams for the sake of someone else's dream. And that is God's dream. My priesthood, my religious life is God's dream. God's dream for my life, God's dream for all the people. At ito po yung maganda sa pangarap ng Diyos. Even though I had to let go of my own dreams, but sa bawat araw po na tinutupad ko po yung pangarap ng Diyos, tinutupad ko rin po yung aking pangarap at pangarap nating lahat na maging masaya at maging mapayapa sa buhay.
When I had my orientation in this seminary or in this congregation way back 1997, the vocation promoter asked me this question. Bakit gusto mong maging pari? Or bakit gusto mong pumasok sa seminary? And my answer was, because I want to serve the Lord. I was really convinced with that answer. Pero nung nasa seminary na ako, I realized that to serve is not that easy. Hindi ganun kadali ang mag-service. Kasi nung nag-aaral ako ng theology, I was told to stop my theological studies and to be sent to our mission station in Maumere, Flores, Indonesia. Para bang ang feeling ko ay I was uprooted from my comfort zone. Para bang nasa isip ko, I'm not ready to go for a mission. Pero nung nasa Indonesia na ako, mula nung brother pa lang ako, hanggang naging pari, ay nasa Indonesia na ako, more or less mga 9 years na ako doon. Na-realize ko na to serve pala ay kailangan ng love. Jatuh cinta dalam hal pekerjaan, tugas-tugas, dan juga umat sekalian. I'm enjoying my work and my mission in Indonesia. Kailang, when I met an accident, nagbago yung takbo ng buhay ko. Dati napaka-active ko. Nasa mission ako, misa dito, misa doon, punta doon, punta doon. Napaka-active. Pero nung balik-balik yung paa ko, nagbago ang lahat. Depressed talaga ako nun. Para bang ang tingin ko sa sarili, napakababa, wala lang silbi. Wala na. Sinisilbihan ka na lang. pinapakain ka na lang, ganon, higa ka na lang, ganon. Para bang ang hirap, nagbago yung takbo ng buhay ko. Sabi ko, paano na ako makapag-serve? And I realized na to serve pala is giving of oneself. Kahit na hindi man ako makapag-trabaho as usual, pero my pure intention of following the Lord, of giving myself to Him, is a form of service. At ngayon, unti-unti na akong bumabalik physically, emotionally, accepting things and trusting everything to God, because to serve Him is to give myself to Him and to His people.
When I was ordained as a priest, I took the passage of St. Matthew, chapter 28, verses 19 to 20, as my inspiration. Therefore, go and make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, and teaching them to obey all that I have commanded you. And surely I am with you always, even to the end of the age. This is a passage of the Great Commissioning. But what touches me most in this passage is in verse 20, when Jesus said, I am with you always, even to the end of the age. I am with you always. This is God's faithfulness and fidelity to us. Saint Joseph was ever faithful because, first of all, he experienced in his life the fidelity and faithfulness of God. Fidelity is joy. And the only preoccupation of Saint Joseph is to persevere doing the will of God in faith and in simplicity. And this is how he expressed his fidelity. And in Saint Joseph, fidelity is the secret of joy. Indeed, to do the will of God brings joy. It certainly isn't always easy, and often involves denying our own desires, dying to self or self-emptying. And when we are blessed to empty ourselves of our own will, giving in to our own desires in favor of God's will and the holy desires God imparts to us, we discover true, deep, and lasting joy. Saint Joseph, in his fidelity in doing God's will as a humble carpenter, and in his being righteous and just in front of God, found the deep and lasting joy. I am already 13 years in my priestly ministry. The promise of Jesus that I am with you until the end of time remains my strong inspiration in my life. Like Saint Joseph, I am not afraid to continue and persevere in my chosen vocation. Now that I am continuously growing in my relationship with God, in spite of my shortcomings and sinfulness, most of all, I am happy in my vocation. And I always experience the inner joy in my life in serving the Lord. The inner joy comes from God's faithfulness to me, and I experience that. And like Saint Joseph, I will always continue to walk and embrace my chosen vocation in fidelity. Persevere in my deep relationship with God, and to experience always the inner joy of being a rogationist, religious, and priest.